All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol FCEL, Fuelcell Energy Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So Fuelcell had a major dip for a few days. It broke through the 50-day moving average, ended up in bearish territory and hitting lows here of 1030, right? So 1030 is a very important number to keep in mind moving forward if the volatility persists in the downward movement. Now, I've seen a lot of people post in the last couple of videos, in the last 2 to 3 videos, I'd say, that there's a lot of potential here with Fuelcell, that the pullback could be healthy, that this is definitely a long-term investment. And when you look at it, the chart definitely shows that. That's what the chart has shown since last year. Now, there's been a lot of volatility through the process, which is normal, ups and downs. But last year, it started to run going into this year. And towards the end of this year, it started to run going into 2021. So when I say this year, I'm still talking about 2020. And from 2019, to be more exact, to 2020, it started to run from below $1 to almost $2 and some change, probably even reaching almost highs of $3. Then it started to calm down. It stayed around that range with the volatility of the ups and downs leading into towards November and the end of this year that just passed, 2020 going into 2021, and it started to run. So the question is, will this consolidate somewhere up here or go back slightly down and consolidate at these different levels, right? Probably somewhere around here. Will it start consolidation up here? Or will this continue to run in this momentum that it's built in the last couple of months? So we want to watch it carefully. We need to be sure of Fuelcell's innovation and projected growth, right? With revenue and opportunity. Now, Fuelcell is doing really well in the sense of the chart holding itself up every time. And even though there's pullbacks, it continues to work its way up to newer resistance levels and newer highs. So we just need to watch it carefully. And I do agree with a lot of investors that say that there's a lot of potential here with Fuelcell. And we just have to keep in mind that their innovation is not like disruptive to a whole entire market, but it's going to change things around, and either other companies are going to have to catch up with them, compete with them, or Fuelcell might even dominate in its sector. So that's something to keep in mind. So here we are with the highest point reached, and I want us to keep that in mind, 1390. That definitely needs to be broken through for this to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and continue the momentum that this chart has had, like I said, in the last couple of months. Now, it had a pullback for some time. It went down almost $3 and some change, but the fact that it started to run back up is good. Now there's a slight pullback here, so we want to watch carefully again these points of reference, and that's why down here at 1031, 1030, very important point of reference to watch as a support moving forward if this continues the volatility in the downward direction. Now, we want to also keep in mind the resistance level from the previous days, 1221. That's the highest point in this recovery. That still needs to be broken through by the bulls, but things have slightly changed due to the fact of the behavior of the chart. So the 50-day moving average is 1132. As long as we're below it, we're in bearish territory. The moment we're above it, we're in bullish territory. So the bulls definitely need to break through that to get back up. So let's see our support, and then we're going to talk about our resistance. So support is 1111. If that gets broken through, we're currently at 1120. 1111 will signify that this is getting deeper into bearish territory and pulling further away from the 50-day moving average. Now, it's pretty close to the 50-day moving average support levels and so forth right now. Everything's kind of narrow here. So breaking through this support just gets it further down. But the bulls can reappear. You have a midway point before looking at 1032, 1031, give or take, and that's 1076. You could see the behavior between 1111 and 1076 if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring it back up, or the bears are tearing this one down. you want to pay close attention to that behavior. You want to see how quickly it's moving down, or are the bulls bringing it back up. Very, very important to watch that behavior, see what's going on, and keep in mind that there's a tug of war going on. The bears were dominating from the 28th to the 29th, and then as the 30th came and towards the 31st, there's just been a tug of war here of the bulls trying to redominate and the bears trying to reappear. So right now, bears are slightly dominating, breaking through support, can give more leverage to the bears, but you have time 76 as another point of reference to see how fast the bears are dominating or the bulls are fighting back to pull it back up. You want to watch for that. Now, on the other hand, we have our resistance. Our resistance is 1174. If the 50-day moving average gets broken through, your next point of reference is 1174. If 1174 gets broken through and turned into a support, the bulls are on their way to pulling upwards further away from the 50-day moving average and reaching newer highs. Now, if they accomplish that, their next point of reference would be up here at 1220, 1221, give or take, to continue the momentum and work their way up further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. Very important for the bulls to do so, and I want every single investor to be aware that the bulls need to break through 1174, not just the 50-day moving average to get into bullish territory, but 1174 will confirm leverage for them and show that they're on their way to gaining more control over the chart and winning the tug of war by turning it into a support and pulling away from it in the upward direction. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02, and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.